Hello, everyone, and good day to you. I hope that you're doing good and having an awesome summer. This is Roger, of course, with Groovis Games Unlimited, and welcome to this very cool video I've been meaning to put out for the past few days, but it has been crazy busy with doing the showcase series and working on a few other things. And thank you so much for your kind words about the showcase series video. We were going, of course, over the quests and the key system, and I'm really glad you guys are enjoying that. Sincerely, I love making those videos. And tomorrow, well, it's actually close to midnight right now on Tuesday, so the next one will be out, and we're going to be going over the seeding process. So that is coming up for you. But thank you for your time and interest. I'm glad you're enjoying that. So this video in particular, excuse me, is going to be, I don't know, I think fairly short one, but I'm excited about this because we're going to look at the proofs of the game from our awesome manufacturer, Wingo Games. And I have a few notes here I just want to go over. We're going to get right into them. As you know, this is a reprint for Dungeon Crusade. All of the hard work is done, thank God. And so it's fairly simple, but we're making sure that our past fans who have the game now are taken care of, and we have the Crusader upgrade pack. So that has the revised rulebook, and we're going to be going over all this in a moment. So we're going to be taking a look at the proofs for what they sent me, and just know there were a lot of photos. So I grabbed like about 15 of them, but you'll get the picture of what these things look like. And when I said that all the hard work is done, all of the color settings, the saturation, the brightness, the black levels, yada yada, that's all been saved. So we don't have to go through that. So it's, going to be a pretty quick process. Also, they have been very busy at the manufacturer. They tell me this is their peak season for doing games. So we greatly appreciate what they're doing, and they've already sent these out. So let's just get into this and we'll chat along the way, because I know you probably want to see these, and I'm excited to show them to you. I want to go over this real quick because I think it's very, very important. And I shared this in another video. All last year and into this year, I worked with some amazing people because I really care about you, the fans. I love Dungeon Crusade. It's kind of my baby, and the Avalon adventure board game, and I want to make sure you have the best experience. So I worked with Ilpo. He was the editor on the brand new revised rulebook in the Dungeon Crusade section. So I wanted to let people know, if maybe you're just seeing this, we took this very seriously. I want you to have the best experience, and these are now the revisions you'll see in the game and in your Crusader upgrade pack, okay? And I'll just skim over these real quickly for you. There's, of course, a new revised rulebook, much slimmer and to the point, explaining rules. Justin over at Board Game Losers, such an awesome guy, he did a review of Dungeon Crusade, and he said it was like a night and day difference from the original rulebook. So you're really going to enjoy this, and this will be ready later this week in PDF format for you to download, and I think you're really going to enjoy this. I'm super happy. As I've said many times, I sleep better at night because you guys now have this new rule book, all the revisions we made, new game modes. So we're on track. So the new rule book is coming. Next, and probably the biggest thing, the new solo Crusader mode. There were many people that said, hey Roger, can we play Dungeon Crusade with one hero? Yes, you can play that Dungeon Crusade with one hero. There's a new mercenary camp where you can hire mercenaries. So that's in the game now. Next up, real quick, is the classic combat system and the newly revised combat system. You can use the new revised combat system, which is much, much quicker, and combat is just boom, 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 and you're done. So I think a lot of people are already using that. Again, in the revised rulebook, you'll be able to read all about it. It's very quick and very simple, so you have that to look forward to. This was so small, guys, but it was huge. The new scalable difficulty reference card to help out your level 1 and level 2 heroes. As you may know, heroes can level up to level 3. And there's the trap treasure chest, the traps in the dungeon. In the encounter deck, there's challenges and events, and some of those are pretty tough for your level 1 and level 2 heroes. So with the new scalable difficulty reference card, you get to deduct a certain value from the value printed on the card. So for example, let's say that you sprung a trap in the dungeon and arrows are going to fly out of the wall. Well, it'll have a value that says 18. Okay, so if you're level 1 hero, you can deduct 6 from that value, so you only have to roll a 12. If your hero is a level 2, you get to deduct 3 from that value. So it's like that across the board. And it was such a small change, but many people have played it and said it's just perfect now. It really balanced the game and just made it more enjoyable, and again, just giving you the best experience possible. So, and that's ready for download. I'll put some links down here for everything available. The Solo Crusader rule set by itself has been out, so check the links below for you, so if you want to take a look at that. And again, the revised rulebook in PDF format will be out later this week. We'll get that to you. Next here, the game time has been reduced to offer a quicker game time. It's still a pretty long game, but not nearly on what it was. But I like long games, and I know other people do. The Solo Crusader mode especially is a shorter game. It's more quicker, more peppier. But with the reduced game time, that is really because of the new way you combat minions, and I love it. I reworked it, how you combat minions, and it's more kind of strategic now. There's this element of surprise where you don't know what warfare value the minion's going to pick, and it fit Dungeon Crusade so perfectly. So that's one of the big reasons why it's a much quicker game for you now. It's easier and quicker setup time for Dungeon Crusade. And Ilpo had a great suggestion, and it's in the new revised rulebook, and this is going to help you set the game up quite quickly. So we worked on that. There's a new minion movement speed track that goes on your dungeon UI board, so now you can have various speeds for the minions. So you could either set this or roll a die for how much movement they will have. And I want to say something right now. I'm going to be doing a video on this. You know, I've always said Dungeon Crusade is a game you can tinker with. You can adjust everything in it, and I encourage it. Create the game session you want. Well, I'm going to be doing a video on this, but you can change how quick the game plays by simply using other dice. And what I mean is for the minions and the heroes. Usually the heroes and the minions or monsters also have to roll a d6. Well, in the video I'm going to be showing you, it's a very simple mod. You could actually use a d8 instead. You could use a d10, you could use a d12, or you could go classic hero quest style and roll 2 d6s for movement. So that right there is an instant mod. How if you want a more faster, peppier game, just throw in 2 d6s to use instead of rolling that d6. But again, we'll be doing a video on this in the showcase series. So if you're someone who wants a really quick game, that we'll go over it all in the video, and you can have a quicker game if you like. And lastly, there was a few other tweaks and balances to the game. And all in all, as I said, I sleep better at night knowing where Dungeon Crusade is at for you. It's been perfected and honed, and we're very happy with it. Okay, I'm done telling you that, but I thought this was very important for returning Crusaders or people that are just wanting to get into it. We worked very hard on this. You're going to be very happy with where the game is at. Okay, proofs. First up, now this is straight from our amazing production engineer, Kelly. Well, there's Heidi and Kelly, but Kelly sent me these. So this is the box, and there's one thing I did catch. If you notice here, there's now 2 editions of the game. Here's the Slayer of the Realm box, and you can't really make it out. Let me, if I zoom in here. It says Slayer of the Realm, and it has this on the sides and on the front, of course. But I had sent them a while back the Crusader of the Realm. So in blue, like kind of in blue glowing letters, it says like right here and around and on the front, Crusader of the Realm. So that has been corrected. They took this out, and now, you know, of course, it will say Crusader of the Realm. So I did want to point that out for you. Okay, I'm going to pull this back a little bit. Oh, and what I meant to say is they are sending, I recommended, and they thought it was a great idea that they send the paper proofs over to us for us to review them. That should be a very quick process. But so everything we're seeing now, they had to scale down the proofs because these proof sheets are massive. They're really huge. So, you know, just to save on space and postage and all that, which is fine, they just shrunk everything down. So I just wanted to mention that as we're looking at these. And yeah, and I mentioned that. So this will say Crusader of the Realm for those of you who got the Crusader of the Realm edition. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Again, they must have sent me, guys, like 30 photos, and it would have been forever to go through everything. So I just grabbed, you know, some punch boards and, like, you know, other interesting stuff for all of us to take a look at. So here's another sheet, and these are the Affliction cards. And I think we're looking at both sides there. Yeah, so there's like Afflictions. The heroes can get Afflictions in the game, and there's 6 different Afflictions, but there's first degree Afflictions, and then if your hero takes another, say like an arcane affliction, you're going to flip the card over for a 2nd degree. So that's what that is we're looking at here. So the Affliction cards, proof sheets there. Over here, this is the Secret Room deck, or proof sheet rather. And so yeah, one side's just, of course, you know, where it says Secret Room. The other is what you can find in a secret room. So there's a proof sheet for that. And guys, I'm telling you, I'm so happy this is all wrapping up. And we're going to talk about something at the very end about this new game I've been working on. So there you go. There's the Secret Room deck. And again, thank you to everyone at Wingo Games. I've been friends with them for like 12 years now. And they're a fantastic team and company, and just really a pleasure and honor to work with. Very hardworking. This is the recipe cards for power gems. Mining and crafting is in Dungeon Crusade. You have to find the materials, and then the blacksmith can create power gems to plug into particular pieces of gear to give your, you know, hero a certain buff. And there's many different recipes you can choose from. Of course, here's our Celebration Day gift cards here. And there's a reverse side, of course, to this, which will be, you know, the back side of the recipe cards, and then the Celebration Day gift cards. Next up here, these are the champion. Oh, so they put, okay, so here's the trap cards right here. See the, like the tan edging here? Those are your trap cards. And these are the level 1 and level 3 champion monsters. It's probably going to get fuzzy, but yeah, that's kind of how it looks. Yeah, there's actually level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4 champions here. So those are all the champion monster cards. And if you've never seen this before, this is what proof sheets look like. But again, these are really scaled down because they're massive sheets. If you saw what, you know, the actual size. So moving right along this, okay, so check this out. We're looking at the reverse side, notice I said here's the trap cards, here's all the champion monster cards, and here's the reverse side. So you can see there's the trap art right here and the champion monster backing there. And this is heroes special ability cards. Each hero has there's 10 special abilities per hero. Every hero starts off with counterattack, but then I created 3 special abilities for each hero that can be leveled up to level 3. So that's what we're looking at here. And then down here, here's some minion cards right here, some backing. And these people over here at Wingo are wizards, so you know they have a way to do all this. I would not have a clue how to set all this stuff up. There's your pickaxe for mining. So that's a look at that. Special ability cards. Oh, and there's some encounter cards up here. Moving right along. What's all this? This is, okay, blessing cards are right here. And these are the treasure chest cards all through here. And then you may know there's 193 pieces of unique loot in the game. So all this up here is loot. There should be like a yellow glowing dot going around as I'm showing you this. And right here are the tavern task cards, these 6 cards right here. And again, I hope you're enjoying taking a look at all of this. There's plenty more. As you know, it's the Dungeon Crusade and the Avalon adventure board game. you know, it's a huge game when you combine the two. So there's what that proof sheet looks like. And again, trying to remember everything to tell you guys, the pledge manager is open right now. Oh, late pledging is available, but like I've said, guys, take your time. It's totally fine. You don't got to rush in there, because you know, we still have to get the proofs in. We're going to review them, but I will be honest and tell you, it's going to be probably a pretty quick process, meaning when, you know, we're going to review them, and when we give them the word, that's when we're going to put out the fair warning about the pledge manager closing. But no worries, you'll have plenty of time for that, and I'll have a link below for you for the pledge manager if you just want to take a look at everything. Okay, so move on to the next one. And this is, you know what this is the reverse side of, where was it at, of this. Yeah, so notice here, these are the blessing cards with the angels. Probably giving you some spoilers while looking at this. Here's the treasure chest cards, tavern task cards, loot cards. So if we look at this, this is the exact flip side of that. So there's the loot cards, tavern task, treasure chest cards, and the blessing backing. So that goes with that. And moving along, this is Guardians. There's 8. Okay, so Guardians are the boss-like creatures in the game, and I had 12 Guardians. At the very start, there's actually 12 Guardians I created for the game, and then the game was so big that we had to cut a few, so 8 made the cut. But you know there's a huge expansion, so possibly, maybe those other 4 Guardians or more will be in the expansion, and that will not be until way next year. So, but it is coming, and I've been working on it. But Guardians are the bosses of the dungeon, and the ones I created real quick is Banevik, Dreadthorn, Horus, Lord Blackhand, the leader of the evil Blackhand army, Magnus. This is the toughest monster in the game, and he's from the underworld. Yes, there's even more Dungeon Crusade. There's an underworld. So Magnus is the toughest guardian of them all. There's Nefarion, there's Razorfang, and finally Red Widow. And Freddie Lopez, amazing artist. I gave him just some rough ideas of these 8 guardians, and he painted them. Guardians level up from level 1 to level 4, and you better believe a level 4 guardian will put the hurt on your heroes. I love tough games, and you better rally some heroes when you go try to take down a level 4 guardian. So if you don't know, there you go. You just learned about all the different guardians in the game. And the level 1 guardians have the origin stories I wrote for all of them. So there's a little bit about that. And this, okay, so we're now into Punchboards. This over here is quest tokens. Okay, I'm not going to go through all these. It would take forever, and I don't want to take your time, but there's the raid tokens, there's mining and crafting, there's the treasure chest tokens, webbed. There's a spider, a shadow dweller in the game. It's a minion, and it can web your heroes. Mystery chamber tokens. There's a lot of tokens in this game. Over here are your quest item tokens, and there's over 70 unique quest items in Dungeon Crusade. And actually there's the backing for it right there. We got some rally tokens here, torches. Gives you a +2 to your hero's base movement. That's like about it. Oh, and here's all your different kind of potions that the bazaar sells. There's your main quest, side quest, and kill the guardians quest tokens. Again, I hope you're enjoy taking a look at some of these proofs. But again, I'm just happy this is done. I'm looking forward to wrapping this up, and all of us wrapping this up and getting the game out to everyone. And so there's that. More tokens, Punchboards. So this is, these are the back of the champion monster tokens with that purple swirly design. Master or mystery chambers, crates. You can smash open crates. There's the trap tokens right there. Crates again, and this is for the lock picking right here. That little lock, that's for the lock picking mechanic in the game. And I think that's about it. These lock tokens here, that's for secret rooms. If you don't discover a secret room on the 3rd attempt, that is locked for the remainder of the game. So that's that Punchboard. And this is, there's a lot of various ones here. This is for, right here, this is for the Avalon Adventure board game. There's your tracking tokens, the banner for that. And we took a look at that in a video just a few videos ago, the Avalon Adventure board game. There's your Runes of Eternity tokens, and there's a light on that, but those are the rejuvenation potions there. Actually, that's the reverse side of this. I think that, you know, this sheet in particular, this punch board, this is for the double dungeon expansion with the Cavern of Lost Souls and Castle Blackwood. That's what that is. These tokens here are for the House of Chance game, Heroes versus Monster, and there's everyone's favorite hero, Bravely, from the House of Chance game, The Adventures of Bravely the Knight. So they have that on there. Got some doors, skeleton warriors, orcs. There's a lot on these. So there you go. And there's, oh, that's the battle tokens there, doors, and actually that's the reverse side over there. Orc Siegebreaker, that name was eluding me. So those are Orc Siegebreakers and quest tokens. So there's that. And then there's one more here. And of course, this is the proof sheet shrunken down for the Avalon Adventure board game. But guys, this is a good, this is really good to show you, because even though it's shrunk down, you can see the color, how nice the color is just looking through your phone or your computer. So everything has been locked in, and I think this is all their codes they use to, like, for the color adjustments and all that. And guys, I think there's more too. I just grabbed these for you so you can see everything's looking great, and these are on their way to us. I should have them by the end of the week, and of course we're going to have everything spread out over the table, and we'll take a look at it so you can see everything. I think you'd enjoy that. And I think that's about it. And lastly, as we wrap this up, and this was from the recent monthly Kickstarter update I dispatched. This is the new game I've been working on, and I read the description below. I'm going to take an excerpt from the Kickstarter about all the information about this new game. But in a nutshell, it's going to be called Chapter 1, and yes, there's a bunch of question marks here because I know the name, but I don't want to say what it is yet. But what's different is, and actually, let's go back and look at this, but one of the reasons I created the Land of Avalon, so huge, and why it took so long is, Book 1, Genesis of Evil is, well, you know what that is. It's what Dungeon Crusade is. But the reason I made this so big is for these smaller games. So Chapter 1, these chapter books, they're going to take place at one certain location in Avalon. And that's what these chapter books are going to be. Much smaller, nowhere near the size of Dungeon Crusade, still like, a decent sized game, and it's going to be very rich with certain content. Definitely monsters and creatures, and I put really a lot of creativity and ingenuity into this. And at the bottom, the tagline reads, "A creative and new type of dungeon crawl board game that takes place at a certain location in Avalon." I created some new characters for this, 2 characters I think people are going to love right off the bat, and I assure you this is a very different kind of dungeon crawl board game, and I'm really excited to get back to work on this. As soon as we wrap up this reprint, this is where all my attention is going to be, is working on this new game, and it will hit Kickstarter next year, hopefully soon, a few months into 2023. Okay guys, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the proofs. There's so much more to come, and stay tuned for the next showcase video. We're going to look at the seeding process, and that will be out, well, it's after midnight now, so it will be out later today. Thank you again, guys. If you have any questions, just let me know, and I hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.